one game away. Blow up. We're playing for something, man. We're playing for something. Just gotta mean something, you. They gotta mean something. Everything you got. Everything you got. Let's finish this.
Do it, fellas.
Let's go.
Let's do it, fellas.
Finish 2-3. 1, 2, 3. Finish.
You ready to make history? Come on now. Yeah. You know, there's these two words. And when I say them, people get goosebumps cause they know what happens next. So without further ado,
Free smoke.
look. Scared cause I'm drowning in silence with bad thoughts. These days I don't have nothing to say, man, the bag talks. I put in headphones on my driver. Pull up to the spot and give a good dick and Godiva. I can't lie, I'm uninspired. No more pillow talking about nonsense. I only stick around to put some band-aids on my conscience. I don't know why I feel so bad, nigga. That's what we do, no foundation. We don't build no more, we just screw. Half a bottle of Henny, girl, I'm going with the wind. The same niggas say they happy for me, ain't want me to win. So I'm done on my friends. Don't need help popping Coronas and reminiscing. I just call up Big Bro J and say it's time for venting. If I live forever, I hold this hate for some centuries. You don't know how much of how you doing would have meant to me, but motherfuck all that. I don't even offer up the time to make the call back. Stupid Lodo, if they don't get the picture now, man, I crop them out of the photo. I can't relate to my peers. Been doing this shit for years. I'm motivated by fears. I took the wheel and I steer. My sound not dictated by fuck boys in Atlanta. Stay gifted like this album was ghost written by Santa. Boss forever like they decided to throw me under slammer. Every song's a hit like they picture me underhanders. I could drop a million songs, but they never gon' understand us. Soapbox sermons for niggas never giving chances. Fight our whole lives to get these weak ass advances. Work twice as hard for the shit that they getting handed. And this ain't even nothing we chose, nigga, we branded. Still can't tell why all of these niggas mad at me. I'm trying to get 100 so I can put my team on salary. Give it all to the art, man, I turn my life to a gallery. Man, damn, what a fucked up masterpiece. 1,100 shots and I swear, man, I felt them all. If we ain't even good on our blocks, man, who can we call? Pre-decline state of mind, we broke crabs in the barrel. Got us fighting our folk, man, this shit just a life of peril.
I kept saying like, bro, I'm mad, bro. I ain't gonna be all right.
When did winning not become the main thing? I always say keep the main thing, where, you know, winning is the only thing that truly matters.
Welcome back. You know what? I really should change the thing to just welcome, because some people clicking on the show for the first time. Nonetheless, welcome to the recap on Saints World Super Bowl edition. The Super Bowl has came, it has went. Eagles put belt to ass. In blowout fashion, the Eagles captured the second franchise's Super Bowl. Well, the second Super Bowl in franchise history. The first sentence made sense also, but I like the second sentence more. So let's go with the second sentence. But nonetheless, Jalen Hurts, Nick Siriani. Oh, man, this is going to be some episode because every time I had to get on here and defend Nick Siriani and I kept defending Jalen Hurts, I kept especially last year. Oh, my goodness. The way I defended Nick Siriani last year when niggas was jumping on the internet talking about, oh, fire Siriani. And I'm like, this motherfucker just had you in a Super Bowl. And then niggas talking about, well, it was his assistant coach. What has any of his assistant coaches done since leaving him? None of his assistant coaches is champions. None of his assistant coaches have some amazing first record in the playoffs in their first 2 years or nothing crazy like that. None of his assistant coaches have done what he has done in his first 2 years or first 3 years in their first 2 years, about to be the third year. So, listen, I never understood how everybody was discrediting Nick's, because one of the common things that I saw that was just happening every fucking game, and I just couldn't understand it. That's why I spent so much time last year defending Nick Sirianni. Every time they won, it was somebody else. Every time they lost, it was Nick Sirianni. I don't like it when that's how you judge somebody. I don't like it when you get to the point, when fans and the media get to the point where that's just how they feel like judging somebody, whereas every time you win, let's find a way to give credit to everybody else. And every time you lose, we are going to find ways to blame you. That is what they do to Lamar Jackson. That's what they do to Nick Sirianni. For niggas they don't rock with, they will give you every reason in the book why it was their fault a team didn't succeed. On the opposite end of the spectrum, if they like you for whatever reason, they'll find every single reason in the books to give you credit or to give you an excuse when things go wrong. Example, Joe Burrow. So for Nick Sirianni to finally capture this Super Bowl in such dominating fashion, I love it for him. I knew what I was seeing. And that, you know what? Tonight might be a victory lap for Saint. I'm not going to lie to you. Because as much as I'm not a I told you so type of nigga, because I like to help people learn why I thought the way I thought or why I picked the way I picked. The way niggas was disrespecting Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts, bro, it just rubbed me the wrong way. It really did. I got on here and told y'all last year multiple times. I don't understand how Jalen Hurts is being called a bum after a off season when so many things around him have gone south and he's playing hurt. Not to mention, I understand people saying, now I say this all the time. One of my biggest irritations in the Jalen Hurts criticism is, oh, well, he only good because of the talent around him. You've never seen Joe Burrow play without talent. You've never seen Joe Burrow be great without talent around him. I know what Joe Burrow was before he got to LSU with Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson. Before he got to the Bengals with T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, Joe Mixon, Jamar Chase. Like, I don't understand how I'm going to keep it a buck with you. With all the shit that's done happened recently, I don't even like saying that I don't understand. I do understand it. You judge black, the way the media and fans will do black people, the black athletes, is just completely different than the white ones. Oh, saying you're bringing race into it. My nigga, I just watched Josh Allen win an MVP because niggas said Lamar had too much help. My nigga, I saw Peyton Manning win MVPs with Hall of Famers on his team. I saw Randy Moss, a Hall of Famer, play with Brady. And you know who won MVP that year? Tom Brady. I never saw niggas say, oh, well, we can't give it to them because they clearly have too much talent on the team. When Joe Flacco was leading his team to the playoffs, they didn't say he's more valuable because he didn't have the weapons that Peyton Manning has. They still gave that hoe to Peyton Manning. I didn't hear them give an excuse to any other quarterbacks because they didn't have as much as Manning was working with, or how much how much Rodgers was. I never heard that. They just kept giving them motherfuckers MVPs. But now when you get to Lamar, oh, he ain't got. Same when you talk about the help people. I never hear people say, well, Joe Burrow got a triple crown winner in Jamar Chase, who's been a top 3 receiver since he touched down in the NFL. Tyler Boyd is a top 10 receiver in the NFL. Joe Mixon, one of the best running backs in the NFL. I never hear people criticize him for the talent he has had at his disposal. But for some reason, when you talk about Lamar Jackson, oh, he got too much talent now. When you talk about Jalen Hurts, oh, he not good. It's just the talent around him. That's very interesting to me. Nonetheless, I continue to tell you, Jalen Hurts, before he got this type of talent around him, helped the Eagles, led the Eagles to a playoff berth. He lost to Tom Brady. There's no shame in that. I just think it's very funny how you decide how some people, specifically white fans, decide to discredit and credit certain players. Very interesting to me. Nonetheless, let's not steal this moment from the Eagles. Nick Sirianni, who was called a big dumb dipshit. Words of the Pat McAfee show. But that is exactly how people were talking about him. I mean, I remember last year how people was crucifying this Nick. I mean, going in on Nick's here. Oh, he's stupid. He don't know what he's doing. When he was going at the fans, people wanted him fired because he was going at the fans. This is why I went at Philly fans. I'm like, yo, you niggas cannot be this fucking annoying. If you are going to disrespect him and then cry when he returns that energy, stay home. That's my problem with a lot of you fans. You niggas are okay with disrespecting athletes and disrespecting coaches and whatnot because they make a lot of money, so they should be able to take it. But as soon as they decide to disrespect your broke ass, you start crying and bitching, and you run to social media to get other crybaby ass niggas to like your post and they need to issue an apology. Oh, they need to fire him. Man, shut the fuck up. The Eagles are where they are because they don't listen to you goofy ass niggas. I will admit, though, the Eagles are where they are because of you goofy ass niggas. Because if you niggas weren't as annoying as you are, as entitled as you are as a Philadelphia fan base, I don't know if the Eagles do the type of things that they do to make this team a consistent winner. I don't know if they move on from Carson Wentz and go to Jalen Hurts. I don't know if they build the team that they built around Jalen Hurts. I don't know if they helped Jalen Hurts develop the way in which he did. I don't know if all of these things happen if this annoying ass Philadelphia fan base were not the way they were. It's a lot of things I hate about that fan base. However, I do respect the fact that their passion from the sane fans is one of the reasons that the Philadelphia Eagles and Philadelphia sport teams in general seem to work twice as hard. It seems as though it's twice as harder than other teams, it seems at times. And now this is the fruit of their labor. A Super Bowl champion. Super Bowl champions. A Super Bowl championship. This is fire to me. This is dope. This is very dope. I've been saying for the last couple years, there's only 2 quarterbacks in the NFC that I thought were like head and shoulders above everybody else. Now Jaden Hurts Jaden Hurts, Lord Jesus. Jaden Daniels is obviously there now. He wasn't there before. He just got there. But I kept telling you, the only 2 quarterbacks who I think are quarterbacks that I put above all the other NFC quarterbacks is Jordan Love, who I thought took a step back this year, but I still think he's special, and Jalen Hurts. And I say it all the time. Jalen Hurts may not be the talent individually that Lamar, Mahomes, Allen, he might not be the talents individually that they are. But it is a reason that I consistently fight for Jalen Hurts, yo. And I do always preference it by saying I may be biased because I have watched Jalen Hurts at Alabama. That's when I first started watching him. So I've been rooting for Jalen Hurts for a very long time. So naturally, I do understand that I'm more likely to defend a man that I enjoy watching, who I've watched for a long time. I understand that, but I always try to keep my bias out of this. And now I no longer have to even think that I've been biased because the nigga just won a Super Bowl. The fact that Jalen Hurts won in college was still told you cannot play this position because you don't throw the ball good enough. Did the critique get as harsh on him as it did for Lamar? No. But at the end of the day, he, like Lamar was a Heisman Trophy winner in college playing the quarterback position. Jalen Hurts was a champion in college playing the quarterback position. And he was a Heisman candidate in college playing the quarterback position. For them to be disrespected and told that they couldn't play this position when they done had white counterparts who have never been as good as them and who was never as good as they were in college, or who didn't have the tape coming out of college that they had, but they still weren't projected to be great. You didn't have faith in them like you did the white counterparts like a fucking Will Levis, a Mitch Trubisky. But look at what Lamar MVP, Mahomes, Jalen Hurts a champion. This is why I kept playing that Jalen Hurts soundbite. I thought the goal was winning. I keep telling you, man, it's a reason why I love watching certain quarterbacks, and it's a reason I get behind certain quarterbacks, because it's a mindset. That's why I refuse to believe that Lamar Jackson won't eventually be a champion. And Josh Allen is because they understand. Once a quarterback realizes my stats don't matter, winning matters. You don't understand what that can do for a player, at least from what I've seen. Jalen Hurts don't give a fuck if he throw for 20 passing yards or 1,000. As long as he win the game, he is cool. That's all that truly matters to him. Lamar Jackson, Pat Mahomes, Josh Allen, we done seen it. They done had great wins with decent numbers. But if you watched the game, you knew the importance of what the role they played in those wins. Is Jalen Hurts the talent of those guys? Probably not. From the eye test, he isn't. But is he just as much a winner and a leader? See, for some reason, niggas like to quote, talent beats hard work beats talent when talent isn't hard working. So what is Jalen Hurts? Niggas keep wanting to deny Jalen Hurts. Oh, it's talent, it's talent, it's talent. So what is Joe Burrow? So what is Matthew Stafford? So what is Matt Ryan? So what is Peyton Manning? So what is all these other white quarterbacks who done had just as much talent at their disposal because Joe Burrow is not a champion? Jalen Hurts is. For all this shit, for all this shade that you throw at Jalen Hurts, he is a champion. Because the only thing that mattered to him was winning. He said it earlier. Just because we don't show something don't mean we can't do something. When they kept nitpicking him in the passing yards. I find it very funny that they don't critique how, you know, something that I saw before I even get to that point. Yo, Cincinnati fans need to be drug tested. Because the fact that you niggas just hopped on, it was Cincinnati fans who jumped on Twitter to tweet shit like, because Mahomes was losing, oh, Joe Burrow is clearly the best quarterback in the NFL. How do you put that together? Like, I don't understand this Joe Burrow. I'm completely honest with you, and I might have said this before. The Joe Burrow stand culture is one of the most ridiculous, unexplainable things I have ever seen in my lifetime. Jim Kelly got to the Super Bowl 4 times and lost. He did not have the fan base that Joe Burrow, niggas defended him the way people defend Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow done been the one. Haven't gotten back since. Did not win that Super Bowl against a lesser team. I am confused by the fact that Joe Burrow's numbers is all that matters. And then the same people who boost up Joe Burrow's numbers don't care about Lamar's. That's what I'm saying when I say that the media and the voters and all these different types, as much as the ignorant white fan does not want to hear about race, it is so very clear the part that race plays in sports is unreal. The goalpost moving is absolutely, I cannot understand it. I really can't. The only reason that niggas will accept Jalen Hurts or will credit him now is because he won a Super Bowl. That should not have had to be the goalpost for that nigga to start getting credit. It's going to be the same with Lamar. Lamar will not be credited as a great Lamar is a Hall of Famer right now. However, he will not get the true credit he deserved until he win a Super Bowl. That is just the reality of the beast. Now, that is a fucked reality because that's not the reality for Josh Allen. It's so very clearly not the reality for Joe Burrow. It wasn't the reality for a lot of great. Niggas love Brett Favre. The way niggas talked about Brett Favre before he started doing all that weird shit, you would have thought Brett Favre, bro, it was niggas telling you he was the greatest quarterback to ever play the game when he was retired. My nigga, Brett Favre won 1 Super Bowl. They talk about that nigga like he won 20 of them. I don't think until Tom Brady retired, and I still saw niggas putting him over Brady. Man, you just don't know what it was like when Brett was playing, man. If you just saw Brett play, man. But the goal for Lamar and Hurts was they got to win a Super Bowl. It's absolutely, it's batshit insane. But again, this moment belongs to the Eagles. Shout out to Saquon Barkley. What a bunch of fucking idiots that the Giants organization is. Now, I love that I done been so critical of the Giants organization for the last couple years, but the Giants are not the only ones who are going to partake in this pie. You see, Dallas Commanders, You cool. I am not going to shit on you. The only way I would have still been shitting on the Commanders is if Ron Rivera was still on that team. I told you, Ron Rivera is a bad head coach. I do not care. I'm not about to argue this with you right now. If you are a defender of Ron Rivera, I do not care to hear it at this very moment. But the Commanders have a future. The Giants and the Cowboys do not. And the reason that they do not is because they do not have a quarterback better than Jaden or Jalen Hurts. Because I've told you for multiple years now, Dak is not a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts. The thing that Jalen Hurts does that none of these other NFC quarterbacks do on a regular is Jalen Hurts done beat the Chiefs in the biggest game of the year now. He done beat the Ravens. Meaning matter of fact, no. He done beat Joe Burrow. He done beat Lamar Jackson. He done beat Pat Mahomes. He done beat all the top quarterbacks Jalen Hurts is beat. Every single one of them. I no longer feel bad when I rate quarterbacks and I rank them Pat Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts. I no longer feel bad about putting him over Joe Burrow. It's no longer going to be, well, okay, I'll put Joe Burrow there and Jalen Hurts. No. It's no longer going to be that. One, I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to hate me if you're a Bengals fan because Joe Burrow is not even in my top 5. It's 2 quarterbacks that I have over him right now. He is number 6 on my. I told you, Joe Burrow will officially shoot up my rankings and stay there once I see what he does. I just still can't tell if it's Joe Burrow. Right now, I just feel like it's the talent. It don't feel like. I know Joe Burrow is a good quarterback. I do not think Joe Burrow is Lamar, Mahomes, or Josh Allen. I also do not think he is Jaden Daniels. I also don't think at this very moment he is Jalen Hurts. I'm just telling you, you could be mad at me. You could even be like, oh, Saint, you're racist. I don't care. I have always said I am willing to be wrong on Joe Burrow when that day comes that I am wrong on Joe Burrow. Because he is one of the few quarterbacks in my lifetime that I have watched that I cannot figure out if it's the talent or if it's him or if it's both. I cannot tell because I do not think I have ever seen a receiving group with the type of talent. Like Peyton Manning had some talent around him. But Peyton Manning had years where he didn't have that type of talent. Plus, when he went to Denver, none of them niggas over there was considered greats. Peyton Manning made all them niggas look great. So Peyton Manning is solidified. Aaron Rodgers did play with a lot of great players, but this nigga was putting up crazy numbers on a year-to-year basis. It was very clear it was Aaron Rodgers' talent that was helping his team become what they became. I don't like Joe Burrow. Don't got the strongest arm. He ain't the most athletic. I mean, he is an accurate quarterback, but it's not accurate in the sense of like I think some of the best throws I done seen from Joe Burrow came this year. Now they did go to Jamar Chase for the most part. He made a throw to Jamar Chase in the Ravens game. I think it was the Ravens game, the second Ravens game. He made a throw to Jamar Chase that probably was one of the greatest throws I have ever seen Joe. I think that's the best throw I've ever seen Joe Burrow make. Like that throw right there. If he throw that any other way, it's getting picked off. And it was a great catch also. It don't help. It never helps that Jamar Chase is always making unbelievable. I done seen Jamar Chase take a 7 fucking yard route. 60, 70 fucking yards for a touchdown, bro. Jamar Chase is unreal, yo. And maybe if you are a fan of Green Bay, the Bears, a team in that division, maybe you think Justin Jefferson is the best because you always see the Vikings. I am a Raven fan, so I am always watching the Bengals. I don't miss Bengal games. Now, I know some fans of the division do not watch every single team in that division, but I watch every single team in the division except for the worst one, if the worst one is not in contention for the playoffs. So, like, I didn't watch a ton of Brown games this year. Thank God I didn't have to because them niggas was never making the playoffs. We knew that probably going into the 6th game of the season. But I watched every Steeler, Raven, and Bengals game. Obviously, I watched the Ravens, but I watched every Bengal and Steeler game because they was in contention for damn near the entire year. The Steelers made it. The Bengals damn near made it. But nonetheless, this is not a Bengals show. This is a Jalen Hurts show. I'm just here to say Jalen Hurts to me is that guy. I'm done arguing with niggas. I'm done having to discuss it with niggas. Niggas is gonna hate on Jalen Hurts to the day they die. It's just the reality. I had a nigga tweet me tonight calling the man a bum still. At the end of the day, I've just come to the realization they are going to discredit this nigga regardless. If he were Joe Burrow or Josh Allen, they wouldn't give a damn. But as long as he got that melanin, they are going to discredit him. It's just the way it goes. That's how some bozos are. But in the real world, for the motherfuckers who actually are, not racist, I don't see how you could discredit him. Like I said before, Joe Burrow got talent. Manning had talent. Every great quarterback that you has had talent around him. I don't understand this concept of every nigga wins alone. Even when you don't have the greatest offensive talent, you probably got great defensive talent. If you don't got great defensive talent, you probably have great offensive talent. I've never seen a team get to the Super Bowl and win it that had no talent whatsoever. I've never seen it. So I'm not trying to hear none of that shit. Jalen Hurts, mind you, Jalen Hurts has had 2 great Super Bowl performances now. I just want to point that out there. People keep telling me that Saquon. Saquon didn't change this game for the maybe you could say, the way they defended Saquon. I'm not trying to hear none of that shit. Saquon is not the reason they won this game tonight. Jalen Hurts and that defense is the reason. And I know a lot of niggas on media say, it was the defense. It was the defense. Well, my nigga, I'm not going to call you a hater because the defense had a great game. But I am going to call you a bitch because you just sat around waiting for the defense to play great so you could find a reason to discredit Jalen Hurts. At the end of the day, if Jalen Hurts does not play the way he played, they still lose this game. We done seen so many great defenses still lose games because their offense couldn't get it going against a great quarterback who eventually made plays to win games. Jalen Hurts got it done. Before the turnover and after the turnover, he was lights out. He played, to me, a better game than he played in the last Super Bowl. You want to know why? Because they won this motherfucker. And he left no room for doubt. He put his foot on their necks, on their throat. He gave them no chance at resuscitation. That's what you got to do to destroy a monster. One of the dudes I follow on Twitter had a great tweet, yo. I think the tweet said, "That's how you kill a monster." And that is exactly right. What the Eagles and Jalen Hurts and that defense just did tonight, that's how you slay a giant. That's how you put down the boogeyman. You put your foot on their throats and you don't let them niggas come up for air. You don't let... Whew! I'm getting chills thinking about that shit. That's how you win a Super Bowl. I'm so happy for Saquon Barkley. Watching a running back value be deep. This is why I really want the Ravens to win now, because I really want to see Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson. I think seeing Saquon win this just made me want to see Derrick Henry win even more. Plus, Derrick Henry just say the dopest shit about Lamar Jackson, but I am so invested in seeing Derrick Henry win also now. Because in my lifetime, the greatest running backs I've ever seen is Adrian Peterson and Derrick Henry. Now, Saquon might be on my top 10 list, but I don't think that he is in my top 5 as the greatest running backs I've ever seen. Because I cannot give him just like the running backs on my top running backs ain't just like average running backs. So it's not like just great running backs who compile great stats because they played for a long time. Saquon is a freak, but all the niggas on my list are freaks also. So it ain't like I'm putting somebody who just gathered a bunch of rushing yards over Saquon. The niggas who I got over Saquon is niggas who did it for a longer period of time than Saquon. And it's not that they are champions. I just think when I watch them, I'm like, yo, these are the greatest. Like, I don't know if I will ever put another running back over AP and Derrick Henry. Like, what them two niggas did in their primes, I don't even know if Derrick Henry's prime is over yet. I just know watching AP and Derrick Henry, I think Derrick Henry is over AP right now. But I'm waiting till he retired to put him over there because he didn't have a fumbling problem that AP had. But AP was great from start to finish. Well, not necessarily to finish, but he started faster than Derrick Henry started. It's a tough debate, but this is Saquon's moment. And I'm so glad that he showed the value of a running back. The Giants got to feel like the biggest dipshits in the history of football. Not only did you dipshits allow this nigga to walk, but pay Daniel Jones. The football guys are undefeated at times, bro. This was a standing ovation to the football guys for allowing this to happen to the Giants, for forcing these niggas to watch Saquon win a Super Bowl his first year away from New York. Like, if you thought that it couldn't get worse than him signing with the Philadelphia Eagles, football guys immediately said, no, my nigga. It's going to get way worse than him just signing with the Eagles. Oh, you thought it was just, they got to the playoffs. He had a great year. No, nigga. Just watch this grand finale we got for your stupid ass. And then if you're a Cowboy fan, once again, I continue to tell you, the Cowboys fans, to the Cowboy fans and to the Cowboys, the problem is not defense, the offense, Jerry Jones. The problem is Dak Prescott. You continue to watch other quarterbacks be able to do what Jalen Hurts and other quarterbacks. Listen, every quarterback that's been better than Dak is not a Super Bowl champion. So I'm not exclusively using Super Bowl champions against Dak. That's not what I'm doing. But Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, and Josh Allen, we done seen every single one of those three quarterbacks go on the road in a top tier team's building and win. We have seen all three of those quarterbacks play against other top quarterbacks in the league and win. We've seen all three of those quarterbacks and now this is where I'm starting to put other quarterbacks in, like Mahomes, like Jalen Hurts, like Jaden Daniels, do things that you would expect Dak Prescott would be able to do at this point with the talent he has had at his disposal and with what people try to say he is. I'm going to be honest. I don't think he should have finished second in MVP last year or got that second team all-team vote. Why? Because all of those stats were compiled against bad teams or in losses where they had no chance, but the team took their foot off the gas at the end. So he just compiled a bunch of stats. If people really truly watched football, Dak Prescott wouldn't have been an all-pro last year or finished that high in the MVP votes, because I don't think he was better than Allen last year. I don't, even with all them turnovers, I don't think he was better than Mahomes last year. I don't think he was better than Burrow last year. Well, not Burrow. I didn't mean to say Burrow. I don't think he was better than Jared Goff last year or Brock Purdy last year. I think those quarterbacks still, even if you say, saying you can't use Goff and Purdy because it's the team, it's the same way for Dak. Dak is not one of those quarterbacks. And it even to me, he even worse than the Purdys and the Goffs, because Purdy and Goff, with their great teams when they are healthy, they beat the top teams. They might lose to the top quarterbacks, but they still find ways to beat some of the top teams that don't possess those top quarterbacks. Dak does not. So if you are a Cowboy fan, you have to be looking at Jalen Hurts and finally shutting the fuck up, because you might look at all that talent around Jalen Hurts and say, it was talent. Well, look at all the talent they done had with Dak Prescott at multiple times, and you have still not gotten it done. Jalen Hurts just got it done. And you can't say Saquon carried him, because Saquon didn't ball out in the Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts did. Listen, if you are a Titans fan, you probably live it, because we traded A.J. Brown and he's seen nothing but success since leaving us. He done been to 2 Super Bowls, won one, and made the playoffs every year he done been with the Eagles since leaving us. And we have been terrible since losing them. This is my problem when niggas was walking around disrespecting wide receivers. Is every receiver a game changer? No. But when you get the Jamar Chases of the world, Justin Jeffersons of the world, A.J. Browns of the world, those are game-changing receivers. Those receivers are not just great because they have great quarterbacks. They make the quarterback great too. Those type receivers make great quarterbacks greater. It takes a special type of receiver to be able to make an already great quarterback even greater. The fact that niggas was devaluing him and saying, you shouldn't pay receiver. Well, now you see why it's the opposite. Devontae Smith. Ooh, I was really getting sick of niggas going at my boy. Because I also have been watching Devontae Smith for his entire college run. Because he was at Bama. Shout out to Jalen Carter. Bama boys. Oh, no. I might be tripping. Jalen Carter was a Georgia boy. I'm tripping. But shout out to Jalen Carter. Am I tripping? I'm thinking about Will Anderson, bro. That's my fault. He a Texan. I think Jalen Carter was a Bulldog. If he was a Bama boy, I gotta look it up. I have completely got. Shout out to my boy Devontae Smith, a Bama boy. Roll Tide. Roll Tide. The Slim Reaper got himself a touchdown in the Super Bowl. AJ got him a touchdown in the Super Bowl. Glorious. Just glorious. I'm so, bruh. These was the ones, man. This was the team that I said could beat the Chiefs. It's the only team I done picked to beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl or any of those top. If you remember, I told you, I have no faith in any of these NFC teams except for the Eagles when they played at their best. And I know niggas kept going against me when I said shit like that because niggas didn't have faith in Jalen Hurts. But I told you, it's just something about Jalen Hurts that I feel like these other quarterbacks don't have. See, Matthew Stafford always get a pass from niggas because they were like, well, Matthew Stafford. Matthew is not the same quarterback, but he do go on these little runs in a game where he looked like the old Matthew Stafford. However, it was just something that I saw in Jalen Hurts, yo. He just understands how to beat great teams, yo. He understands game flow. He understands what to do. And niggas was trying to bury him after last year. Like niggas can't have a bad. You can say what you want to. They still were a playoff team. Did they go out ugly last year? Absolutely. But every single great Lamar done went out ugly. Josh Allen done went out ugly. Joe Burrow done went out ugly. Pat Mahomes done went out ugly. Brady done went out ugly. Manning done went out ugly. Ben Roethlisberger done went out ugly. Aaron Rodgers done went out ugly. Drew Brees done went out ugly. Dan Marino done went out ugly. Joe Montana done went out ugly. Troy Aikman done went out ugly. You get the pattern that I'm painting for you right here? All of the greats done had hideous, horrendous moments in the playoffs where they done went out and you just like, he is way better than that. But for some reason, when it was Jalen Hurts last year, niggas wanted to go crazy about it. I told you, I'm going to consistently be annoyed with how motherfuckers will go at winners because I see niggas consistently defend Baker Mayfield. A nigga who was the first pick in the draft, but has never had the expectations of a Lamar Jackson or Jalen Hurts. That has never made any type of fucking sense to me. I do not care how many Super Bowls and MVPs Lamar and Jalen Hurts may win. The fact that Baker Mayfield, unless people is just willing to admit Baker for a first round pick, for the first pick in the draft, who done been, he is now on his fourth team. Yeah, I don't care how good he may be playing in Tampa. So, but it's not a bust. It's not a bust. For Cleveland, they definitely think it's a bust. But I mean, come on now. I can think of worse first picks, but I can think of a whole lot better picks, period, at the quarterback position. Listen. I'm here to celebrate the Eagles. What a game plan. When it all goes right. They didn't have to press, they didn't have to blitz, they just played their game. I'm gonna be honest. If the Eagles had lost this game, I would have been pissed off. Because I would have finally been at the point where I just could not understand how the fucking Chiefs kept doing it. Cause the Eagles are the more talented team. If they played their game, I just did not see how they would lose this game because I was going based off of the last time they played, and in my mind I was like, it's no way that this is going to be overwhelming for the Eagles, but they are more talented now than they were back then. So if they just do what they are supposed to do, then they can win this game. That's the only team in the NFC that I thought could beat the Chiefs. I would not have picked the Chiefs to lose to no other team in the NFC but this Eagles team. So you can imagine my scare when that first interception happened. When the interception happened from Jalen Hurts, I was like, oh my God, these niggas finna find a way to win this game. And then it was all uphill from there, and I was happy about it because I just would not have understood how these niggas continue to beat. Because my first thought when this game started, the first thing I thought, I literally said to myself, all right, Eagles, y'all have way too much talent on offense to be beat this game. Like, in my mind, I was saying to myself, it's no way Kansas City. Because to me, I thought of it as when Cincinnati beat Kansas City. Kansas City was so outmatched talent-wise, in my opinion, as far as what they could do defensively to what Cincinnati had offensively. I thought the same thing coming into this game. Like last year, everybody thought that the best team was the Ravens. I did not. I even said it going into that playoff game that I'm hesitant because I think the Chiefs are actually the best team, not the Ravens. This year, I fully thought the Ravens were the best team, and it just pissed me off because they continuously beat themselves. Going into this Super Bowl, I did not think that the Chiefs were the best team. Going into that Super Bowl against the Eagles that first time, I thought the Chiefs were the best team. In no way did I think the Chiefs were better than this Eagles team. So if they had lost this fucking game, the Eagles, I would have been so fucking pissed. Because that would have just thrown out everything that I thought that I knew about football, bro. I just would have been so flabbergasted. Like, how do these niggas keep doing this? Like, I understand being great, but even this nigga Brady lost. Like, bro, if the Chiefs had won this game, I don't think my faith. I think if Chiefs win this game, my faith in Lamar, Burrow, and Allen would have dissipated, bro. Because it would have been like the Chiefs, if they had won this game, I do not think that the Ravens or the Bills or the Bengals could possibly put together a team as good as this Eagles team. For the simple reason, I don't care how much better of a quarterback those three are than Jalen Hurts. The Eagles have a offense. The Eagles are great in every single aspect of their team. The fact of the matter is, you just cannot afford that if you are the Ravens, the Bengals, and the Bills. You can't. So you're not putting together a team like that. So it's going to take a hurt. So if the Chiefs had beaten this Eagles team, I don't know if I thought these niggas would have ever lost, bro. Seeing them lose tonight just humanized these niggas for me. It's when one of those superhero movies finally decide to get grounded and ground itself in reality to help the fans and the viewers relate more. These niggas getting their asses beat in tonight just it super humanized them to me. It made me stop and say, yes, these niggas can get their ass beat too, even on the grandest stage of them all. That's reserved for WrestleMania, even on the biggest stage. I was so happy. Now, I wasn't as fueled by hate as I was for just absolute love and happiness I have for Jalen Hurts and Devontae, because I've been watching both of them basically their entire colleges to NFL career. So I was just so happy to see them boys win. But I done grown a strong affection for Nick Siriani. I don't know what it is. I just don't like it when the fans and the media decide who they think is good and isn't good and is completely off. Like, I had to sit and watch niggas say that Zach Taylor was a good head coach, bro, for like 2 years when it was so clear that it was his talent on that team. But yet, I had to watch niggas call Nick Siriani a bum and say he deserved to be fired a year after taking a team to a Super Bowl. And he did not just fall off the next year, because he got his team to the playoffs that next year. Niggas was talking about him like he only won 2 games that next year. And now he is a Super Bowl champion. I don't want to see another bad word uttered about Nick Sirianni. I don't want to see it uttered about Jalen Hurts too, but I know niggas is going to talk crazy about Jalen Hurts. I just know what it is. I know niggas will never truly give him his credit, but you're a champion, big dog. You are a champion. Niggas trying to say, oh, he's speaking these dumbass quotes. I saw somebody tweet the other day, Jalen Hurts tweet like a Facebook post. Niggas hate on everything. Niggas truly hate on everything, yo. The worst part is a lot of these hating ass niggas is middle and high school boys with no type of guidance. It's absolutely insane. Now I know my generation wasn't like this, but my generation also did not have social media the way, like, we had MySpace and we had Facebook when Facebook was like a new thing, but we didn't really have the type of access to social media that kids have now, because even people in my age group all of us didn't have cell phones in middle and high school. So the youth nowadays, man, just a bunch of fucking dipshits. Not all of them, because there's some good parents out there, but boy oh boy, some of them today are just a bunch of fucking idiots. They care more about getting likes on Twitter than they care about actually being smart human beings. They don't care about life lessons and things that can make you a better human. They just care about clout on Twitter from niggas they'll never meet. Money that's not changing their life to tweet these dumbass things. It's absolutely insane. I saw a woman tweet tonight. It was a picture of Jay-Z with his two daughters, Blue Ivy and Rami. And I saw this one chick tweet, "Why do they never have the son out? I'm starting to think maybe they hide him from the public because he's had some type of disease like autism or something like that." And that was such a stupid fucking tweet that I had to respond to her and tweet her. It should be illegal. No, I think I said it should be a crime to wake up, but I'm now wishing I had to put, it should be illegal to wake up and hop on a social and tweet some stupid shit like this, respectfully. Because I am just so blunt. Like, yo, some other weird nigga tweeted under the picture, "Why are we celebrating this Satan worshiping family?" You broke niggas truly have way too much fucking time on your hands. I continuously say this. I truly don't understand why broke people are so consumed in problems that are above their pay grade. Problems that do not make them any type of fucking money. You niggas don't even got podcasts. You just jump on Twitter and stay on it for hours to tweet about shit that's not helping you pay bills. That's not helping you feed your many kids. Like, I'm so blown away. Like tonight, Kendrick Lamar and his halftime performance. Like, was it the greatest halftime in my opinion? No. But the last like 3 songs, his song with SZA, that's my shit. I ain't gonna lie, fuck with that heavy. That song, obviously the one where he's Master, that song, and what's the diss song? Not Like Us. That's when the crowd really started going. He did perform Loyal, Humble, and I knew those songs. I just think I don't know what it really is. I love Kendrick. I just don't think that Kendrick is really a Super Bowl artist type of. I don't think his track list demands that. But them last 3 songs were Super Bowl worthy. Like, you could tell the crowd was there for that last 2 songs. But I'm seeing people immediately jump on Twitter and go at Drake, and I'm like, bro, you niggas are too broke to have this type of hate in y'all hearts for this nigga, bro. Like, that he has not been convicted of any type of felony or anything like this. This is supposed to, listen, it might not be fun against the Kendrick, but for you niggas, you supposed to be the crowd that's just enjoying it. You are not supposed to be so invested in this shit that you are legitimately getting up every day to take time out of your life to go at a nigga that you do not know about allegations that you do not know if are true or not. Like, this is absolutely unbelievable to me that entertainment can turn into this type of thing for some of you niggas. It's out of control. You niggas need help. Nonetheless, I fucked with that performance by Kendrick. If I had to rate my performances, if I had to rate the performances from Super Bowl halftimes, I'm going to keep it a whole band with you. I cannot remember all of the I could tell you all of the teams that played and shit like that, but what I could not go back and tell you, it was like the score off the top of my head. And I couldn't tell you the score off the top of my head for this one. And I just got done watching the hoe. If I ain't write it down, I'm telling you, it's so many things that I have to think about when I'm doing one of these shows. You got to remember, I don't have one of those people in my ear that can always feed me information. Like if I was a bigger show, I just have somebody in my ear who could literally just tell me the score so I could just act like I remember the score every time. That's not the case. But I can remember the big plays, who won, how the game went, because I'm not scoreboard watching. The score to me is irrelevant at the end of the day as far as like remembering the exact number. I remember an ass beating took place tonight. That's what I remember. And I can tell you all the big plays and bad. It was a play in here, boy. Bruh, Mahomes threw that hole right to Braun, bro. He threw that hole right to him. That's when I knew the game was over. When Mahomes started doing stupid shit like that, and this is the difference. And I tweeted this at the halftime. I said, I think the Chiefs have already lost. I don't think they're coming back in this game for a couple reasons. This is not the San Francisco 49ers. That's one. This ain't Kyle Shanahan, who don't know how to coach against a great quarterback. Two, the Chiefs offense is not, their offensive weapons are not good enough, in my opinion, to overcome that Eagles defense. Because that's not just a good Eagles defense. It's good because of the scheme. They are good because of scheme and because they have talent. They got a lot of talent. I just did not see the Eagles letting this off. Like the Chiefs don't have the offensive weapons that the Eagles have offensive. Now, if the Chiefs had the type of weapons that the Eagles had, maybe I would have still felt like, no, I more than likely would have thought that Pat Mahomes and them boys still had a chance. Because I did not believe in the weaponry. And because I do not believe the Chiefs defense has been the same for a while now, since probably that Buccaneers, when I saw them niggas let the Bucks and the Panthers walk down the field on them at the end of the game to basically win it, but Mahomes was able to save them. That's when I knew this Chiefs defense wasn't the same. So I just did not have faith in the talent basically for the Chiefs. I didn't think their talent was going to be able to overcome the deficit not to mention, to that point, the Eagles had not even truly broken out yet. They were playing great team complementary football, but the talent individually has still yet to really take over. Like AJ Brown had yet to go crazy. Devontae Smith, Saquon, like those things could still happen. So I tweeted, this shit could get worse. And it got worse. Like the way I see the game, it was just, and I know how much I respect Mahomes. And if you watch the show, you listen to me, you know how much I respect Mahomes. But it just come a point in time. If this was Jared Goff or Brock Purdy, they would have still had a chance. Jalen Hurts is better than them niggas. This ain't hindsight is 2020. I've been calling Jalen Hurts better than them niggas for a minute. This was finally vindication. That's what this was. This wasn't Saint hopping on Jalen Hurts bandwagon. No. This was vindication. Because Saint been riding with Jalen Hurts from the beginning, my guy. I told you, I got a special place in my heart for Jalen Hurts and Lamar Jackson because they taught me, from watching them, they taught me truly what it means to work hard and become great at something. Neither Jalen Hurts nor Lamar Jackson were two quarterbacks that I looked at as, I did not think they would be where they are right now. I did not think that they could become as great as they became. And it's not because I didn't just think they could become it. I just didn't think I didn't think there was a work ethic that existed that could get you from point A to the points that they done gotten to. Like, to me, it's insane when if you truly look at what Lamar and Jalen Hurts were to start, and you look at what they are now, it's incredible to me. Like, to me, if you want to talk about work ethic or you want to show somebody what the definition of work ethic, you show them Jalen Hurts and Lamar's journeys from start A to whatever point they are now. It's just like, my goodness, yo, it is very clear that hard work will get you. And I understand niggas will say, well, Lamar Jackson is just a talented player. But if you watch Lamar, you can see the passer that he is now. He wasn't even that passer last year. And I've always thought Lamar was a good passer. But what he is now, I've always thought Jalen Hurts was a great leader. What he is now, oh my goodness. Like, unreal. I live for these type of moments, to learn new things like this, to have my eyes open like this. That's why I really wish niggas would stop hating on niggas so much and just learn to appreciate shit. I understand if it's not your team, you probably don't have a rooting interest, even though I don't understand why niggas get so excited about telling us, I don't care who win this game. I don't understand why niggas get so excited about doing that. I love football though, and I love rooting for players, so I'm always have a rooting interest in a game, even when my team's not playing, because I just love the sport. So, you know what I'm saying? But what a win for the Philadelphia Eagles. I know Brandon Graham can retire a happy man now after getting his second Super Bowl championship. I know he can retire happily. I'm imagining this will be his last year. A lot of Eagles gonna make a lot of good money, but the Eagles done kept this thing going. They understand how to the Eagles have the formula on how to win right now. And until a superstar quarterback can somehow, because I think the only quarterback right now that I have any type of faith in that can go into Philadelphia and beat Philly is Jalen. And I don't think Jaden's team is built to beat Philly right now, but I'm interested to see what they do in the offseason. I think the Commanders and the Packers are closer than anybody else in the NFC to being able to compete with the Eagles, for the simple reason Jalen Hurts is a fucking champion now. Jalen Hurts will be 10 times better than the Jalen Hurts you played before, because now this nigga know exactly what to do to win games. Not just to win games, to win championships. That nigga is a champion in college. I'm pretty sure he was a champion in high school, and he is a champion in the NFL. I want this for Lamar Jackson so much. I remember listening to Lamar say he didn't win in college. He didn't win in high school. He want to win in the NFL so bad. I want them to put a team like they put around Jalen Hurts around you, but it's not going to happen, Lamar. So you just going to have to find that. You're going to have to find that inner monster like Jalen Hurts had to find. This was just a great night. This was a great night to be a hater too. If you a hater of Drake, if you a hater of the Chiefs, this was a great night to be a hater. This is a great night to be a hater. If you just wake up and, you know, exhume hate, like you just wake up and you got a hateful aura around you, this was your night, man. I'm gonna be a bearing with you. Or if you're a Philly fan, or if you Alabama fan, if you know what I'm saying. Just a great night. Now, I'm recording this so quick after the game that I do not know who the Super Bowl MVP is yet. I think the Super Bowl MVP should go to Jalen Hurts. They'll probably give it to one of the defensive players. But I personally think it should go to Jalen Hurts. That's just my opinion. I know some niggas gonna be like, oh, you just don't think it's a quarterback award. I don't. I just think Jalen Hurts was an MVP, put on an MVP performance tonight. If you don't agree, I respect it, but that's just my personal opinion. I hope they let Tom Brady call every Super Bowl going forward. For one, thank God that Tony Romo wasn't calling this game. And I'm going to say something else. A lot of niggas ain't going to like it. I'm glad Greg Olsen wasn't calling this game. Now, I like Greg. I like his calling. I like his commentary style. But for the Super Bowl, why not have the GOAT call that? You can talk to me and discuss, you know, giving Greg a gig over Tom Brady for anything else. But for the Super Bowl, you'll never be able to feed me an argument where Greg should get it over Tom. Tom should be the one who calls the Super Bowl with somebody else every single year. As long as he breathing and want to do it. That's just my personal opinion. You don't gotta agree with me. I'm gonna tell you something else that I realized tonight. I will never compare Tom Brady and Pat Mahomes ever again. This had to be one of the greatest nights of Tom Brady's life. Watching the GOAT discussion crumble right before his eyes, knowing that he will never have anybody else compare Tom Brady and Pat Mahomes. My nigga, not only did I beat you in the Super Bowl, I got to call you getting your ass whooped in a Super Bowl again. I've been there both times you took ass beatings in this game, Patty. And I prevented you from getting to one early in your career. I am him. I am your worst nightmare, nigga. Obviously, Tom didn't say the N-word, but I'm telling you right now, Tom, the greatness of Tom Brady grew once again tonight. I'm going to be honest with you, too. Over the last 2 years, I have swiftly become a Tom Brady stan. I'm just going to let you know that in advance. It's really not much this man can do wrong in my eyes. I just love greatness. And I love it to the point where I got to watch Tom Brady's entire career. I didn't get to watch Jordan. Seeing the greats and the GOATs of the sports that I got to watch, the Brons, the Currys, the Kobes, the Bradys, the Peyton Mannings, walk around and be great and be normal. Bless me, R.I.P. to Kobe. It just does something to me, man. I like seeing Tom commentate these games. I wish he could commentate every single Ravens game. I actually get annoyed when I watch the Ravens play against a big team, because usually when we play against a big team, now Tom Brady called like 3 of our big games this year, but usually our best game or our biggest game that we play, it's probably going to be annoying ass Tony Romo calling it, or Dan Orlovsky calling it. I cannot tell you how quick I turned down the fucking TV and watched the game on mute. And I really don't like watching the game on mute anymore, because Lamar Jackson just brings that where you got to hear this shit and see it. But I tell you, when them two niggas is on my screen calling this game. But shout out to the GOAT. Brady is unmatched. You will never hear me compare Mahomes to him again, unless Mahomes just written. I'm not even about to try to speak that hoe into existence. So I'm not even gonna say what I was about to say. You're not gonna see me mention Brady and Mahomes in the same sentence. Well, maybe in the same sentence, but they're not gonna be compared again, because I think Brady is undisputedly the GOAT. I don't think he have an equal at this very moment. Not even the great Pat Mahomes. Brady has no equal. Well, same. Brady lost 3 of them. Shut the fuck up. Don't care. Played in 10 of them hoes. Got 7 of them things. I'm not trying to hear none of that. But shout out to the boys over there in Philly, man. What a win. What a win. This was my immediate reaction after the Super Bowl, so you might get better analysis about the game the next upload. But for right now, I appreciate you for joining me on another episode of the Recap Super Bowl edition. Shout out to the Philadelphia Eagles for winning the Super Bowl. Shout out. I know I started a conversation about my halftime favorites, and I just cut that hoe off. That's what it's like having ADHD, so there you go. Lesson. But with that being said, I appreciate you for joining me on another episode of the Recap. Tell somebody you fuck with them. Tell somebody you love them. You can be anything in this world, so choose to be kind to somebody today. Like, subscribe, share, tell a friend, and tell a friend. Shout out on another great NFL football season. That is the end of football, and until next year, not as in like we ain't recording no more shows till next year. The content will still be coming, but we definitely not going to take that break that we took last summer where I stopped uploading. We definitely are about to move on to the next sports, and we'll still be talking about football and things like that. But till the start of the next NFL season, it was a blast. It was a joy to have you guys join me on another NFL season. We started strong, ended kind of slow because I wasn't uploading consistently, but I enjoy and appreciate all of the views and all of the love, the comments, the likes. I appreciate it all. Appreciate you for joining me on another season of the NFL. I fuck with you. I love you. Saint out.
I thought stressful was not having Super Bowl rings. So there was a mindset of a champion that I took to work every day. This wasn't daycare. If I wanted to have fun, I was going to go to Disneyland with my kids.
I got the moves like hot sauce. Lil' mama taking the top off. I'm laying down getting topped off. After this, she know she getting knocked off. I know she loving the money, so I keep on thumbing and thumbing. She say she horny when she taking shots, so I keep them coming and coming. Now I'm putting dick in her tummy, scoop her up like I'm raking her something. You would think shawty red track, the way that she running and running. You getting dumber and dumber, you out here chasing the bone. After she finished from giving me dome, the Uber is taking her home. Tight.